Every single material thing that you want in your life has a feeling behind it. You can think about anything that you could possibly want now: a house, a car, a job, an income, a certain relationship. Every physical thing that you could ever dream of only has value to you because there is a feeling attached to it. So, I want you to understand something very important, and I want you to never forget this phrase ever again. It's never about the thing, it's about what it represents. It's never about the thing, it's about what it represents to you. And this feeling behind it can be accessed. Think about it. A house, let's say that you want a big house for yourself. A house with no feeling has no value to you, because then it doesn't matter where you live if there's no feeling. So everything is followed by the feeling. Okay? Because if that house didn't actually represent anything emotionally for you, you wouldn't even be able to experience what that house would bring to you. So it wouldn't make a difference. Do you understand? It's very important to understand this, because this is one of the deeper, most primary layers of manifestation and how to achieve anything that you want. Because the things that you want, they are not in the physical world. They are in the spiritual energy world, the emotional world, the mental world. Okay? Energy and matter are the same thing, but matter is a lower degree of energy, and energy is a higher degree of matter. And you need to position yourself as high as you can, coming from a greater and greater potential. And when you start affecting energy, you affect matter, because energy has a greater potential than matter. And everything that has ever been built or created in the world started from a feeling, from a vision. It didn't start as the thing created. No, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't have to have created it. You wouldn't have to create it. So it always starts in the energy, the non-physical world before. And then from that positioning, from that emotional state, from that emotional positioning, whatever the state may be a great state or a lower state, something will be created, something physical will come out of that, correct? So you understand that in your life, you need to know which potentials to affect and to affect, which potentials you need to work with. Okay? And you always want to work with, first, you're going to work with all the potentials, my friend. We don't leave anything out, because everything is connected. So you will work with the physical dimension as well. But you need to understand that the greatest potentials are in the energy dimensions, and all of the cascade, all of the, the hierarchy that comes before that. So everything is important. So let's go back to the material possessions that you may want to manifest in your life. Okay? Every single thing that you could ever want, a big house, represents something to you. You need to dissect clearly what it is that represents to you. Is it freedom? Is it security? Is it abundance? Is it more resources? What does it represent to you? That feeling, just like I said, that everything gets created in the mind first. Okay, I can't have the idea. I can't have a chair without the idea of fabricating that chair first. So everything starts in the mind first. And in the mind, in the energy, spiritual world, all ideas are available for you to take possession of them right now. That's why you look at what the house represents to you. You take notes of what that house represents to you in detail. And that is a muscle. You need to learn how to become aware of what things represent to you. And that is amazing, because that is, you're learning how to work with the mechanics of the universe, mechanics of creation. That is perfect. You're not just doing a task about this thing and it's boring. No, this is some type of knowledge and understanding that will be embedded into your intelligence and cognition forever. For the rest of your life, you'll be able to work with these tools. Okay? So, what does the house represent to me? And now, after I become very clear on what the house represents to me, I need to embody those emotions. I need to literally embody those emotions, because mentally, I can become that person now. Emotionally, I can become that person and much more now. Every single person that has manifested anything did it from the feeling that they could do it, from the feeling of possibility. They were already mentally working with that potential. And you can tackle that potential. You can call that potential close to you and literally embody the feeling of that potential. Isn't that fascinating? You can't be working from the lower potentials, coming from a lower emotion, a negative emotion. That's contradictory. You're trying to go somewhere, but your own emotional state, your own energy potentials that you're working with are not clear enough to you. So they don't allow you to actually unlock the energy to do that. You need to have that underlying excitement, because you know how to work with these emotions and these mental states. And these mental states are the ones you should be working with, the ones that represent the thing that are compatible to the thing that you're wanting to manifest. If I want a big house, but I want it because it represents freedom, and without freedom, without me being able to enjoy the house, without the experience of enjoyment of the house, then it doesn't matter which house I live in. That means that the freedom itself, the emotion, is more important than the house itself, my friend. You understand how paradoxical it may sound, but once you start breaking down the mechanics of how everything works, you can You become the creator. You need to be the person that lives in the energy of your destiny, of your perfect dream destiny. And your entire universe around you will conspire. You will, if I live in a certain state of being, if I live in a certain energy, and that energy, because it's in the energy realm, it's it it rules all the other realms, mental, emotional, physical, right? Behavior, whatever. Then if I work with this will influence everything else. So if I work with freedom, now my thoughts will conspire to produce freedom in my life. The way I see the world will be oriented towards creating freedom for myself and my family. Financial freedom. In this case, because we're talking about the house. Financial freedom, or it's not even, you see, it's not, the house is not financial freedom. The house is financial freedom, but also emotional freedom, mental freedom, spiritual freedom, because you only want the house because you're going to feel free, abundant, prosperous, secure, positive, thriving. You have all these potentials to appropriate yourself from. Okay? If you connect to the highest potential, then it starts influencing all of the other potentials, your thoughts. And because you, what you call your mind and body, your within is the same as the without, because you may think that you're separated from everything else, but everything is just one hologram. Okay, whether you can sense that or not, is just one hologram, everything. So once you start tackling this different energy potential, you start influencing not only within thoughts, emotions, words, actions, gestures, posture toward the world. Not only that, perception, detecting opportunities, detecting ways that your gifts are going to flourish and you can provide immense value to people. Not only these potentials not only going to conspire for your freedom within, they conspire without. Meaning, people now are looking at you differently. Opportunities are now coming to you. Because as within, so without. Synchronicities start happening. Events start coming in perfect time. You're in the you start finding yourself in the perfect place at the perfect time. Amazing people start coming your way, start crossing paths with you. Why? Because as within, so without. There's no difference. There's literally no difference. The dimension or the aspect of perception, it's more complex than we can understand. You think that perception is linear. You see something, you make a conclusion. No. There are terabytes upon terabytes upon terabytes of information around you that is moving, whether you can see it or not, that is moving and being processed by you, and you have no idea that this is going on. Let's not confuse things here. You have your focus can be narrow and can focus on one thing, but there's infinite things going on in the universe because the universe is infinite, and you are inside of a hologram that contains all of this infinity. Now, whether you can see this infinity or you can sense it or not, whether you believe it or you don't, that's irrelevant. You can still use it in your favor. You know, you can't see electricity. There's so many things you can't see and they exist. Imagine all the things that you can't see that also exist. I mean, right? So you affect the energy potential first. And then, as it's been always happening in your life, the universe is just one thing, singularity itself. So as within, so without. Instantly, as within, so without. Okay, there's no difference between these two. You think that this is a different, that this is a separate structure. It's not. It's not. God is very complex. Consciousness is just one thing. Inside of this thing, there's infinite manifestations. But for you right here is one thing. And you can absolutely, this is the great gift of life. Your capacity to create whatever you want, your capacity to select the perfect potential, embody it, and create whatever you want. Because God, the universe, the creator, through you can only, that's what he does. That's what he does. Okay? The power is with you. The power is with you. You can create the world you want. In fact, that's what you've been doing. You've been creating the world that you wanted, consciously or unconsciously, this whole time. The power is yours, my friend.